Hey, you. Yes, you. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever dreamed of starting your own adventure? Leave everything behind for a while and doing what you always wanted? Just doing what you want, despite what people think. Despite all warnings about the dangers that might be there. Despite putting you outside your comfort zone every single moment. We have on average only 4,000 weeks to live. Why not take a few, just for yourself, living your dream, making unforgettable memories and writing your own story? We always believe we have more time, that we could do things later and move them to tomorrow. Until we cannot anymore. That's why I decided to go grab my bike and leave it all behind. For a while at least. Day one of the tour, everything packed. The only problem is, in day one we will not start biking because my chain broke today, directly before I wanted to start, and I had to fix it, and now it's too late. So I start tomorrow. That's day one of the tour. It was only one day of difference, but the starting difficulties made me incredibly nervous. Falling asleep that night was really difficult. Every time I closed my eyes, thousands of questions popped up in my head. What is if? What should I do when? I tried to cool down myself. Remembered something my dad told me in the last days. If you don't like it or stuff goes wrong, you can always turn back. Also, let's be honest, starting a tour like this is anyways way better on a Sunday than Saturday, I guess. So day 2 is actually now day 1, and it's time to start. Before I left, I had a mandatory stop in the city center to have a coffee with my dad and my stepmom, and to say goodbye. But now it is really time to start my journey, leave Vienna and go full speed in the adventure. You might ask, what is actually the goal? The people who follow me already know that I set a challenge for myself. I want to climb the highest peaks of every country in Europe. So the goal of this journey is to reach as many mountains or hills as my legs can carry me. But I don't want to overplan this trip. As a mountaineer, I tend to overplan a lot and sort of kill the adventure with that. But not this time. I will plan on the go. I know the first destinations. I will bike from Vienna along the Danube till a city called Vas in Hungary. From there I will bike to Gyöngyös, another town in Hungary, where I will then climb the highest peak in Hungary, Mount Kekes. Afterwards I will bike over Budapest towards Slovenia to climb Mount Triglav, the highest mountain in Slovenia. But hey, I'm also new to this. Let's see how it goes, and let's make one step, or actually better, one pedal at a time. Tonight I plan to arrive in Bratislava in Slovakia.
Alrighty, 50 kilometers done. That while I was actually biking here, I was thinking a bit and tried to identify my feelings. Right now I have like a really strange feeling. It's super hard to describe. I am really happy that I finally start. At the same time, I don't know how to describe it. It's not sentimental, but maybe a bit, I don't know, a bit, yeah. I don't know how to describe it. And also on the other hand, I was saying goodbye to my dad and everything, and now it's also a bit sad, of course, because we don't see each other that often. And it was really nice being 6 weeks there around, and my dad and my stepmom hanging out and just being able to have normal conversations, like not like on the phone or something, just getting to know how they live and speaking with them. And it was really nice. I think this is also a point that makes me now a bit sentimental, but it's very nice because my dad ships all this stuff to me if I need it. It's sort of, as we would do the thing together, having him involved or somehow. That's really nice. And also I have this live track that I shared with him, so he and my stepmom can just look where I am right now, and yeah, that's nice. And now after so many months and even like years thinking about this adventure, I'm also really overwhelmed with that it's finally starting. Positive overwhelmed, but a lot of emotions. And don't get me wrong, I'm not upset that I leave. It's just I don't know, a strange feeling. Friends, I have the feeling this will be a big adventure.
Very positive news actually. I took a couple of snacks with me that I will consume in the next days, and I just realized with having drinking this, I am 60 grams lighter.
I remember this road from last time, and it's so incredible, boring. It's really beautiful actually because everything is green, but it's just straight and straight and straight and straight, kilometer after kilometer. A straight road. At least I can make good speed. I am now 27. It's good. If I can hold this until the border, that would be great. And I will arrive quite soon in Bratislava. I'm getting hungry already.
I was actually really good in time, and even though it was a bit boring, especially because I biked the same route the week before, I was positive until this happened. I got a flat tire. After yesterday a real bummer, but actually nothing to worry too much, since I had a spare tube and stuff to fix with me. The problem although was my pump. With this small hand pump it was impossible getting enough pressure into the tube. So I wasted hours trying to get sufficient pressure so I could continue biking. And while doing all this, more and more doubts appeared in my head. Eventually, with the help of another biker, really thanks for that again, and his pump, we got the tire fixed. I lost lots of time, but I was back on the street.
Not even 100 kilometers and the first flat tire. Together with the chain it broke yesterday. I don't know, it's a bad sign. And the pump that I have, it's really, really shit. It was horrible. So I will buy tomorrow in Bratislava a proper pump, something I can work with, because I'm pretty certain it happens more often. And it will not be the last time. And the next time I don't want to spend hours repairing and fixing and repairing. So yeah, we'll just buy one. I guess it's good invested money. Now it's 6. I have 3 more hours till sunset, more or less. So yeah, let's make the last push to Bratislava.
While continuing biking to Bratislava, I had to fight my doubts and worries. But then I started seeing on the horizon Bratislava, and I got all my motivation and confidence back.
There in front, this is Bratislava. Here I'm going. I hope you can see it on the GoPro, but if you look very straight, there's the castle, here's the roof. So it's now 7:30. I think it's around 15-18 kilometers left. Not too much, but I lost so much time with this stupid wheel. First thing tomorrow is I need to buy a new pump. I got very frustrated and questioned myself a lot of times in the last hours. But now we see Bratislava. We go there tomorrow, first thing, buy a new pump. Now the wheel is not completely pumped, so I try to bike more or less careful. Should be fine. And now let's make the last distance.
Just take a step, you'll never know what happens next until you try to take it. A million reasons that you might live to regret, but you won't know till you've made it. So leave it all behind. It's worth it if you try. Sometimes the faster way goes up the mountain.
I arrived in my hostel and I cannot believe that I really arrived. It was like a play of emotions today. The ride itself was like super easy, but yeah, the problem with the tire, and then the actual problem that happened with the tire, the change was super easy, like quite fast. But the problem is the pump that I have is a piece of, shit. I couldn't like put enough pressure inside. So tomorrow first thing I will go buy a new pump. Now I'm optimistic again. But during this whole ride I was very devastated. I don't know, it was very, very strange feelings today. Explosion of emotions. Anyhow, for tonight I stay in a hostel, and a very funny story. I didn't saw during the booking, only got a message after, but apparently there's an age restriction for this hostel. The age is between 18 and 34. But yeah, it will be very interesting. It seems that it's a party hostel, so I hope it will be not too loud. But yeah, it will be interesting.
Good morning. After a very interesting night, I am searching for a coffee. It was a very special place. It was a bit loud, and what I realized is that every single person in this hotel seems to cough constantly. And this also woke me up a couple of times because there were people on the hallway passing by, and what did they do? Cough. Anyways, I'm walking now towards a coffee place. I need a quick refreshing coffee after this not so nice night. I'm pretty tired actually. And then I will search where I can find a bike store to buy a new pump.
After a coffee and some delicious breakfast, I cycled towards a bike shop to buy a new spare tube and a pump. For this I got the chance to bike a bit outside of the beautiful and bustling city center. Personally, I always like to visit the areas outside of the center. The more rural or industrial areas are not only interesting, but also tell the story of a city besides the tourist attractions. And I found literally the most amazing bike store.
So, I just spent 45 euros for a pump, but I think it's the best invested money ever. It's a bit bigger, a bit more expensive, but I can pump properly. With the other thing yesterday was just super annoying. I was pumping and there's nothing coming in, and the air went out. It was really, really terrible. So with this pump, it's a bit more heavy, a bit more big, and especially more expensive, but I can bike properly, and in case something happens, I can just fix everything myself. Anyways, it is what it is. I have a pump now, and now let's go to Hungary.
With a new pump in the pocket, actually in the back, and full pressure in my wheel, it's time to leave and bike to Hungary. Plan today is to arrive in a city called Györ.
The first 15 kilometers are finished. I am already back on the track. The bike is fully pumped, everything works fine, and I can make speed, especially here along the Danube. It's like very flat, good street conditions, some bumps in between, but especially it's a bike trail, so I can make some speed and recover from everything I lost in this morning, because I had to go to the bike store and everything. I lost quite a lot of time. But yeah, I am very optimistic now.
After the downer yesterday and the day before, I was incredibly happy that today everything went accordingly to plan. I really started to have the feeling that nothing could stop me.
Friends, that's the Danube. Danube, that's the Untraveled Roads community. Beautiful blue brown Danube. It's really massive, huge river. I wonder how deep it is actually. Nice. Good. I make a short break, have some delicious snack, and then continue. Oh, this is really disgusting. It tastes like melted chocolate. Oh. But it has 110 calories in it. Wow.
The next kilometers I will bike along the Danube. And here the Danube is actually not only the Danube, it is also the border between Slovakia and Hungary. Left Slovakia, right Hungary. Until I leave the Danube I will bike some kilometers here and there.
We are crossing the Hungarian border. Jesus Christ. What? That's a highway. The fuck? Alright. I'm not sure how to continue. If I continue like the actual trail, like this, I think there's a highway. At least it says that you need to pay the special tax thing, and I guess it's a highway. Well, I guess it's just a bend. I will try to go into this direction and I'll see what's there. It's forbidden to bike. Apparently on the street that I wanted to take, I cannot go because there's biking forbidden. And it also doesn't really look inviting, so I saw a sign that goes to Györ, but it's 27 kilometers. So almost double. I don't know. I would just go there now. Look at this sky. I need to be quite fast. There in the back I can see already the rings. Okay, it started to drip a bit. Wish me luck, friends. Wish me luck. I think it's around 12 kilometers left, if I'm not wrong. Between 12 and 18, I'm not sure. Let's just hope that I'm a lucky child today. Yay, it's raining. It's raining. Is this beautiful? I'm getting washed and my bike gets clean. Today, I will be only optimistic.
Very soon I reached the outskirts of the city. With this additional motivation push, I finished the last few kilometers very fast and reached the center of Györ. So, good morning. This is the daily adventure of packing and unpacking the bike. I have all my clothes here in this, so every day I need to take off the ice rocket, take my stuff out, change and so on. It's a bit tiring, but now slowly I get a routine, so I'm quite efficient. It's almost 10 o'clock, I need to leave the hotel in a bit and I will stay the day over in Györ. I need to work a bit and cut a video, make some stuff, and in the afternoon I will go back to the Slovakian border along the Danube. While I'm focusing on the charts, let me show you the city of Györ. Györ is the most important city in the north of Hungary, sitting at equal distance between Vienna and Budapest, at the confluence of three rivers, Danube, Raba and Rabka. While strolling around the city, you cannot fail to see the beauty of the old town, filled by Baroque architecture, blending with some other architectural styles, and standing as a testimony of its rich history. It's now afternoon. I used today, as I said, to cut a bit, make some logistics, also some budget plans and so on. And now it's between 3 and 4 o'clock, and I will start the tour to Komarno. It's basically a city on one side in Hungary, the other side is in Slovakia, so I'm really curious how it will look like. And for today it's just between 50 and 60 kilometers, so not too much. And now it should be a nice relaxed afternoon ride because it's along some bigger bike trails, at least that's what I hope. After my experience yesterday I'm a bit scared, but anyways, cannot be so bad. I'm out of Györ, making my first few kilometers. I found a really romantic spot for me and my bike to make a short break, enjoying this beautiful view, and I'm here back at the Danube now in the town called Gyöngyös. Sorry for every Hungarian that watches my video, I'm really bad with this language, or languages in general. But apparently this town is famous for a football field or a soccer field that's not perfectly shaped, so apparently it's like deformed or something. That's what I figured out about this village. Anyways, I will continue now along the Danube, not directly on the Danube, but near to the Danube, to Komarno. Shouldn't be all too long anymore. It's perfect conditions, beautiful weather, amazing little wind that makes it a bit fresh, and I'm in a good mood. So, let's go. After I continued and left the Danube behind, things got really difficult.
this part is part of the Eurovelo 6, which goes the Danube from the origin to the end. And yeah, it's, from what I know, one of the most frequented bike trails. But it's really crazy how catastrophic the road here is. It's like broken and sometimes concrete, sometimes just sand and dirt. It's really difficult to make speed. I just need it for my back for 8 kilometers, I think more than 1 hour or something like this. Catastrophic. No, it was for a forest, which was actually really nice, but I was not ready for a whole gravel tour. But yeah, now I think it's 7 kilometers left and much worse. Can it not get? Challenging and funny roads.
And pretty much from there on, the bike trail ran on the street, allowing me again to make distance. And very soon I reached the city.
So I'm not sure why, but suddenly there appeared a tank. It's a Soviet tank, I think.
And the last step of this tour was to cross the bridge to the Slovakian side, since my apartment was located there.
Good morning! I left Komarno and I'm back on the trail, making already good distance. The road is perfect. Look at this. Perfect. And I guess the ability to speed up and try to make some kilometers on 30 km/h and burn some of the kilometers I have to do today. Today is quite a lot with elevation, but yeah, shouldn't be a problem, especially if the road is like this. Good maintained and part of the Eurovelo 6, even though I had yesterday not so good experience. But let's be optimistic. Weather is good, beautiful, a little bit too hot maybe, but yeah, if I bike faster then I get wind anyways. And it looks really beautiful, very calm, very nice, very quiet. And my bike is working like a machine. Actually, it's a machine. I don't know. Anyways, have fun with day 4 of this tour. There I'm coming from the nothingness. Here I'm going into the nothingness. Today I think is the worst day so far. It's just boring. It's really, really boring. Like kilometer after kilometer, there's nothing, nobody. It's very strange. No sound, no birds, just grasshoppers. There's a bumblebee. But besides that, there's really absolutely nothing. It's not very beautiful. The Danube I cannot see, it's somewhere here behind the bushes, I think. In front, the only thing I see is there, this hill. Besides that, just grass and this concrete road. And it's 35 degrees or something like this. It's burning like crazy. It's not physically difficult today, it's just mentally. I really, really am not motivated right now to bike. But it is what it is, so let's go.
Pushing myself to continue and to continue biking was really difficult. The trail was incredibly boring, and I felt for the first time lonely, and I was not able to see anything on this trail. It iterated between fields and bike trails, fields and gravel, fields and streets, and fields and high-frequent streets. After biking the whole time next to the Danube, but not actually seeing it, I was finally able to see it. And I crossed back to Hungary, and from there on it was a really breathtaking trail.
Hello, Hungary!
about to board a cruise ship. Now, I need to go now over the Danube with a ferry, and oh, I'm tired. I'm waiting for the ferry. Here it's coming, and I need to cross the Danube. It's about to be here, and then on the other side we continue biking to Vats. Now I'm like really tired slowly. I didn't sleep very well tonight and this night. And yeah, still I think 30 to 40 kilometers left. It's now 6:45. I think I can make it till 8. Let's see how the road is. So, back on the bike. I also had a very small break. Now I will push the last 30 kilometers through to Vats. Vats. I'm still not sure how to pronounce this. So this trail now until Vats is part of the eurovelo 6 and should be really, really nice. Along the Danube, and now also the sun is slowly sinking, so it should be perfect light and also perfect conditions for making kilometers. I don't expect crazy roads like yesterday.
Stay with me, stay the night. Warm my bones till the morning light. These days aren't the same without you. My love don't run smoothly without you. These bonds are...
I arrived in Vats. It's 10 o'clock now. The last kilometers I was just bursting through. It was quite intense, but a lot of fun because the trail was actually really nice and most beautiful sunset ever. And I love this about summer. It's 10 o'clock now and it's still a little bit light left. It's really nice. But I decided to get a room here because everything got a bit too late. Anyways, I will now to search for some food. I didn't eat anything except the breakfast and some snacks. So I will need to go now and hope I find something. In worst case, just a toast. In the last day of this cycling week, day 5, I leave the Danube and cycle through way rougher terrains. The Danube trail was so protective, so cushioning, to what I would face on my way to Gyöngyös. Careless drivers, risky takeovers, lots of trucks and broken roads. I survived all, and everything for summiting Gyöngyös, the highest mountain of Hungary. But more about that in the next video. This was the first week of the biggest adventure of my life. I arrived in Gyöngyös, and this means the next video is all about the highest peak of Hungary, Mount Gyöngyös. We will climb it and I'm really curious how it will look like, but also I'm excited to do something else with my legs than just cycling. And I hope you join me next week for this video. In YouTube, everything is 1 to 2 weeks delayed because I need to cut, I need to produce and so on. If you want to see everything in real time, just join me on Instagram. I share every day some updates and some real-time stories about what's going on. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel. This not only supports me, but also you don't miss any further adventures. Lastly, if you like this video and you like my channel and you want to support me, then give a thumbs up for this video. That helps me and my channel and shows me that you liked it. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week for a new adventure. Ciao, ciao.